A spectacular performance. Curry from half court.
Sometimes, something looks like it's been there a while.
We are here, the 3 Points Podcast, after a refreshing All-Star break. The players hopefully are taking their time to recover, come back to full capacity. It was a pretty lame All-Star event. I mean, we could just briefly talk about that, I guess, initially, because I kind of mentioned it. How do we feel about the All-Star? Did any of us watch it? I didn't watch a single event. I'm proudly saying it. Proudly. As an NBA diehard, I'm not a casual fan. I'm a diehard NBA fan. I watch every single Warriors game. I'm locked into the news. I'm locked into everything. But I could care less about the All-Star weekend. And I will also say, like, everyone is like, oh my God, the NBA has to figure it out, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I also don't think it's that deep. I just also think it's just not deep on both ends. It's the All-Star weekend. Who cares? It's never been that deep. It used to be so intense. Like, bro, shut up. No, bro. Like, it's the All-Star weekend. No one really fundamentally cares about the All-Star weekend. That's the truth, bro. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Like, people like to think that the All-Star game was like at one point. I mean, there have been like really good All-Star games, obviously, in the past, like 2016, that dunk contest, that's like an all-time great. 1988 with like MJ versus Dominique Wilkins versus
off the dome.
Webb. Yeah, but that's just, I mean, there's like iconic dunk contests all the time. I think the dunk contest is like honestly pretty good the way it is. I like this year's dunk contest, like Stephon Castle versus Mac McClung. Mac McClung, holy shit, bro. God damn, what a
Shout
dunk.
out Mac McClung.
I think like a way they
Shout out,
could
he's-
maybe improve the dunk contest is like bring in actual dunkers, like Mac McClung himself, like keep him just because he's pretty entertaining. Stephon Castle's pretty good, but like sometimes they got like Michael Buzella or not. Is that Buzelis the bull?
Yeah,
Chicago
Metellus
Bulls?
Buzelis.
Do not think he belonged out there, to be honest. He looked a little clumsy. He messed up a lot of dunks, but there's like professional dunkers. I think they should get like a mix of NBA players and dunkers, but because I don't think it's like a lot of people like to bring up that a lot of stars don't do it. Like people want to see Ja or Ant out there doing dunks, but I don't want to see guys out there like I want to see the stars like get injured or anything like that.
I don't know.
It's not
I
really
mean,
worth it. There's just the risk
I
of
would
injury,
like-
which I understand. Like them not wanting to play. I think it's all right if they don't play, but like, and plus I think like Mac McClung is honestly probably more entertaining dunker than Anthony Edwards can, since Mac can devote a lot more time to actual dunking. Not that Ant isn't more
I
athletic.
mean, Lord knows he's not
obviously.
playing in any NBA games anytime soon.
Exactly. Mac is not all that, but yeah. That's just
Thomas,
my
your
I mean, like-
brief opinion on the All-Star weekend.
No, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I would like it if like John Morant or Anthony Edwards or whatever would do the dunk
Or
contest,
Zion.
but it's not because or Zion or whatever. But it still wouldn't make me watch it. It would just be like because I would want to see clips on Twitter or whatever. I'm just not tuning in either way. Like I watched the 3 point contest, I think like one time, like 3 years ago, and I was like, this just isn't that entertaining, and I kind of never. I mean, in the actual All-Star game itself, like let's face it, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. No star players are ever going to care about the All-Star game because it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
I mean, why should they care? It's literally a meaningless game. You can't take these guys and be like, okay, play this meaningless game and try as hard as you possibly can and risk injuring yourself for no reason. So I just don't think whatever like they can like try to mad scientists, whatever solutions they want to, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's
not like they ever
you got to
really-
just accept it.
It's not like they ever really tried all that much anyways. Like even in the past, they didn't treat it
Yeah.
like it was like a game that mattered. But yeah, I do like the 3 point contest. Like I hope that it stays because it's pretty cool. Like I mean, some guys are just not meant for like Norman Powell fucking went like 2 for 25 or whatever. He did not look like he was meant to be out there. But like it is pretty cool. Like Dame going for the 3-peat. Buddy Hield. Yo, I'm not gonna.
31.
I don't want to jinx him, but like my boy went like
Empty gym legend.
yeah, pass it to Buddy, give it to Buddy. Yeah, I mean, who's the other? Who else like played pretty well at the 3 point contest? Is Buddy?
Who actually won it? I literally
who
wasn't.
won it?
I literally
It wasn't because Dame didn't win it, of course. Can't win shit.
won.
NBA
Contest
Cup.
Darius
24.
Garland was in it.
Tyler Hero. Okay, shout out Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
Having
It was
a
honestly-
career season.
yeah. I think the 3 point contest is cool because you can actually put stars in it. There's not like a risk of injury in the
Yeah.
3 point contest. You can kind of put just the best pure shooters out there, unless they're like Steph and they've done it like
Plus
5
Buddy
times.
Hield.
Dude, Buddy Hield, bro, he almost won it. He looked really nice out there.
Bro,
Really
I'm
cool.
so happy he didn't win it, bro. My God, bro. Literally, when Thomas texted, like, bro, buddy, putting 31, have some shame. Like, literally. Oh
Yeah,
my
but
God, bro, literally. So, but I mean, I think that we shouldn't allocate any more time to the All-Star weekend. It's just kind of
yeah,
lame. No one really cares. And I feel bad. Like, I mean, I don't really feel bad. Like, but it's just like it's just a reality. I don't know why it's such a big deal. Like, oh my God, who cares? Who cares?
People
Like,
just like
yeah.
to
It's just
hate,
a
dude.
break.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, people are no people got too much time on their hands. That's the issue. People gotta be
yeah.
entrepreneurial out there. People gotta be more entrepreneurial. That's the word of the podcast episode. Um But anyway, so luckily while this trash was going on, I was busy. I was busy. I was getting dubs in Boston. If you know, you know. And now here we are, back in the Bay. I'm back in the Bay. These boys' respective locations, and we're just gonna talk about the games before the All-Star break. Talking about Jimmy Butler. We had three more games, a total four-game sample size with Jimmy Butler. I mean, we all know what Draymond Green said. We win in a chip this season. He said it. It's out here. It's out there in the open. You know when was the last time he said that? 2022. And we happened to win that season as well. So how do we feel about that statement, gents?
I'll give Thomas the floor first.
I mean, his lips to God's ears, right? Like it's it's I don't want to say that I actually think we're a contender because I mean, obviously, I joked like the last 3 years that we were, and it ended up blowing up in my face. So I kind of now that there's an actual shot, I kind of want to be a little bit more realistic about it. I think most like objective fans would put us in the 10 to 12 tier, of NBA teams, the fringe of the fringe contenders. I think when you look at like the S tier, right? Cavs, the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Celtics. You look at those rosters; they all pretty much like 1 to 5. They're just noticeably more talented than we are, and it's easy to get lost in like the little Warriors world and get hyped and stuff. But in an objective sense, I don't think that we're quite there. But if Kuminga comes back, if he looks like he's really meshing with Jimmy Butler and with Draymond, which I'm a little bit worried about because I'm worried about the spacing of that. But if that combination, Jimmy, Draymond, and Kuminga can mesh on the court, I think this team could really be poised to make a deep playoff run.
Um, well, first of all, I'll start off like whether or not Draymond is like it's rational or not for him to say that. I think it's the right mindset to have. Like you can't be. I mean, I think Steph made the point when they asked Steph about Draymond, what Draymond said. He said like if we think like we can't just you're not going to win a championship if you don't believe you can do it. Like you have to have the genuine belief that you can do. You can't just like maybe we will, maybe we won't, and then you'll end up winning it. You have to which is why like right now there's like a certain amount of teams that all believe they can do it. Like OKC believes they can do it. Boston believes they can do it. The Cavs probably believe they can do it. Denver believes they can do it. So you have to have the belief to do it. You can't just like uh not really like believe in what you say. So first of all, like that's why I don't think it's like that outrageous for him to say it. And then like in terms of like do I actually think we can do it? I do think we can do it. And I think it like Thomas said it comes down to a lot of it's a lot of whether or not Kuminga can mesh as well with his team. And I think the spacing, while a valid concern, I think what we lose with spacing is like incredible cutting and passing. Like Jimmy and Draymond are all like elite level playmakers on and off the ball. Like they just like along with Steph, they all but the shooting concern is not with Steph, it's with Jimmy and Draymond. Both of those guys understand how the floor works and how to meet cutters, how to meet shooters in stride, like in stride. Like they are on the dot kind of passers. Kaminga is in my not like one of one cutter, but he's up there with like Amen and a lot of guys in terms of like athleticism and knowing how to cut. And if you like while Kaminga might not be like a disciplined offensive player like in ISO, you wouldn't really want him running the floor. If there's any two players that you want to make his cutting work to a T, it's there's like one of there's probably like 6 or 7 players in the league that you would want doing that, and we have two of them on our team in Draymond and Jimmy Butler. A lot up there with like Jokic and LeBron, Steph, Luca.
LeBron, admittedly, yeah.
Yeah, but we have two of those players, so which is why I think um it doesn't like even with this with the Jokic, I mean with the Jimmy and Draymond both on the floor, neither one of them has to be like really ball dominant because you like either one of them is capable of taking full advantage of what Buddy does off ball or doesn't maybe. I mean we'll see like what he does after the All-Star break. But what Kaminga does off ball, which is cutting a lot. And I think more than cutting, like it's like getting him to his spots as well because Kaminga, like as flawed as he is as an as a like a hub, I think he's a pretty solid isolation scorer, even outside of cutting. Like I think he's fully capable of taking a mismatch in the post and hitting a mid-range over him or just bullying him down to the basket. I think he's fully capable of doing that. And like I said, if you want any like there's only a certain amount of guys that are able to put him in that spot, and we have two of them on our team. So I think the recipe is there if it meshes well, like Thomas said. So it's my take.
Yeah, and I mean, the last one who hasn't spoken, I'd give my input as well. I I absolutely agree. You made a point that if you're an NBA player and you're like in it and you've just made the biggest trade in recent Warriors history, right? We got an absolutely phenomenal player. We made a massive trade. A lot of things are going on, and after a long time, it seems like things are working out. Hell yeah, you're gonna think that you're gonna win. Well, I mean, I don't understand NBA fans and news media just because it's Draymond Green, it's an issue. I just
Literally,
don't
that's it.
understand it. I don't understand it.
It's a lot of things, right?
It's just unbelievable. It's like, bro, like get a grip, bro. Hop off. It's what do you think? What do you think he's gonna say? Like we just made a massive trade for a top player in the league.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
first round exit. He's not gonna
Yeah,
say that.
man. I mean, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to put the fries in the bag. We're done. We're done out here. No, bro. What the frick do you expect? You got freaking Evan Mobley when they're asking about like the best players in the future. I put, like myself there and Victor. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You got delusional
Dude, he was
takes
so
like
real for
that.
that.
You got delusional takes like that, and then you're out here attacking
But
Draymond for
honestly, I
saying,
think that's the right mindset. That's like in the same like mindset.
for
Like you have to
sure,
I don't
I
completely
want to
complete
agree.
completely
that group.
derail, but I just would
I
like, wait, I don't want to completely derail. I want to say, dude, media was being a little bit too mean to him for that. There's an absolute universe where Evan Mobley
Evan
ends up being a
Mobley.
top five player. Yeah, Evan
sure,
Mobley.
man,
People were
sure, but
hating on him. He could easily end up being a top five player. That's all. Okay, tangent over. We can go
sure,
back to
but like,
your.
okay, comparing yourself to Victor, my brother, that come on, my boy, my boy.
Okay, I
There's no
mean,
comparison between you and Victor Wembanyama. Like, you'll be good. No one's saying you're not gonna be good. You a solid player in the league for times to come.
confidence is key.
Confidence is key. But when Draymond says something, oh my God, is people are going crazy. Oh, it's like people like these young guys are straight up disrespecting him. Like someone else, like Dalton Connect was like, yeah, it's just Draymond talking. Bro, calm down, calm
Colton
down,
Connect.
Yeah.
calm down, little
Bro,
bro,
you almost got
calm
traded.
down.
You got traded from your own team. You're lucky he's still on your
Yeah,
team.
exactly. Calm down, all right? Calm down. You got to have a little bit of respect for a legend of the game. Like again, people don't put him on the same level as like a level of respect for like as Steph and stuff like that. He is up there. He's literally up there. If it's not for Draymond Green, we don't have a single ring. If it's not for Draymond Green, we don't have a single ring. KD
Absolutely.
was here. We got two rings. We got a ring twice without him. Twice without Kevin Durant. Without Draymond, we get zero. 0 out of 4. Yeah, the same applies to Steph. Same applies to Clay in his prime. But let's calm down a little bit. Let's calm down. Yeah, I get it. He's annoying. He talks a lot, but let's calm down, right? So that tangent's off my chest a little bit. For the Warriors, look, Kuminga gets back. You guys basically said everything. I don't want to beat a dead horse. We see how he fits. We talked about our starting five last episode. If Kirk could tighten his screws a little bit and do a proper lineup and not like allow and then not do like goofy lineups and goofy small ball and Moody at the 4, bro, we could cook. We could cook. Thomas put his hand up. Like, what's up, brother? Go ahead, take it.
Oh, Kerr confirmed supposedly. Kerr changed his mind a lot, but he said that Pods is going to be starting to going forward. So that's a huge sign for me. The fact that he was willing to say that publicly is a big sign.
Okay, but if Paul is starting to, what does that mean then? Like, God forbid,
No,
is Moody
it doesn't
3?
mean. No, it doesn't mean. Okay, well, I mean, Moody could be 3, but like it doesn't.
Okay, then that means that Butler's 4 and
I
then
think it
Draymond's
means
5.
Hield's on the bench. No, because what I think it means is that Jimmy's
Please.
3, Kuminga's 4, Draymond's the 5. I think that's the idea. Or you have Kuminga as a 6th man, and then you do Draymond and Looney. Kuminga would probably come in pretty quickly, and he'd be in the closing lineup.
I gotta say though.
Okay, the thing is with the Warriors, right? They're in a little bit of a tough spot after this trade where the 5 clear best players, which are, I think, Steph, Dre, Kuminga, Jimmy, and I mean, who else? I mean, then I mean, it's kind of the same discussion we've had a few times already, but that 5th guy, because they're their best 4 players, 3 of them are not great floor spacers. There's always going to be a little bit of this. Can you really get the 5 best players on your roster on the court at the same time? And I think if we want to have any shot at winning a chip, we need to figure out how to do that. So whichever there's going to be a little bit of experimentation to figure out which is the fifth guy who can fit alongside those four to make that fit work because it's going to be absolutely necessary that those four are on the court together. So if Pods doesn't end up being that guy, then Kerr is probably going to immediately switch to somebody else, like whether it be Moody, whether it be Quinton Post, whether it be Healed, God forbid,
But I gotta
But
say, just to cut in real quick, I gotta say, I still think like I mean I think Moody deserves it. He's been hooping. He really has been playing really, really well.
yes,
I mean, to kind of segue into the three games, we played against the Bucks on Monday, the February 10th, the Mavericks February 12th, Wednesday, and then February 13th, Thursday, we played against the Rockets. We exited this 2-for-1, but very well could have been 3-0. 3-0. And once we get to the Mavs game, I'm gonna have a rant. So just for the fans at home, prepare yourself. But Moody in specific, we look at his stats. 13 points against the Bucks. Then against the Mavs, he had 14 points, and then against the Rockets, he had 10 points. So clearly, he's doing his thing. He's supposed to score. He's a two. He's a two guard. We want him to score, shoot, and score. And if we look at like his 3-point splits, uh, he hasn't been
Ooh.
elite. He hasn't been elite. He's been like 37.5%. But from the field, what does that indicate? He's scoring inside too now. He has been getting a lot of lays. He's been cutting a little bit. I've been
And I'll
noticing a
say,
little bit progression in his game.
I'm gonna just cut you off real quick. On the year, he's like 38% from three. So I think it was just like a tough stretch those last three
Yeah.
games.
But even with that tough stretch, as a fan and as someone who's like looking at the game, he still has been coming off as a positive to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means that he's doing other than shooting, which is what he was just kind of a year or two ago. So
Yeah.
I really do wish it would be Moody at the two and then Pods come off the bench or something like that. But hey, I'm not unhappy with Pods being the two. Pods is playing really well this season after his injury. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper into the games.
the other oh sorry, I don't want to go another trip. But the other thing with Pods is that like I'm always like pretty reticent to do the advanced stats thing to be like you have to like whatever the stats say is reality. But it is worth acknowledging that the plus minus numbers always say Pods is like the second best player on the team. He's just like consistently from his rookie year, he's always been in terms of like real plus minus the second best player on the team, basically consistently, including this year. Even
All
when
right,
he's having these absolutely god awful shooting stretches, where from the eye test you're like, this guy really just shouldn't even be seeing the court. Obviously,
yeah.
he's gotten past that, but even then, he was still a positive plus minus wise. And now that he's picked the shooting back up, he's jumped back up to being like I think again behind Steph the second. Maybe he's like he shares kind of the crown with Draymond, but definitely the third at minimum best player in terms of advanced plus minus. So I understand why Steve would want to at least see how he fits in that lineup before anybody else.
No, I agree. I agree. And that's why I'm not super like unhappy about it because it's like, all right, he's been playing well, he's been picking it up. Thank the Lord. Hopefully, man. Oh my God, I'm gonna crash out if the starting lineup is Curry, freaking Pods, Healed, and then like Butler and Dre. I will crash out. Oh my God,
Shield
I
at the
would,
three. Oh my God.
I would literally collapse. I would genuinely collapse. I'm serious. If that's what happens, Kerr, please, for God's sake, please don't do that. All right, so let's get into the games a little bit. Don't want to stretch the episode for too long. We first played against the Bucks. Comfortable win. Look, it's been a while since the game happened, but from my memory, what I can recall is that again, like I said, Moody played well. Steph, I mean, 38 points. Like, goddamn, like it was just a vintage Steph performance. I think it was like the first time in the season or in a long time he had like back-to-back 30 plus point games. So he's picking up his performance a little bit. Quinton Post 13, Pods 9, Healed. This is one of his good games. And the big question, look, what are we trying to discern here in these three games? How is Jimmy Butler fitting into this roster? Now, the answer, I'm going to give the short answer. Well, he's fitting well. He's fitting very nicely. Against the Bucks, he had 20 points. Against the Mavs, he had 21 points. And then against the Rockets, he had 19. 19, 8, and 4. And then going backwards, 21, 9, and 7. And then 29 and 6. So he is doing exactly what we needed. Like, it's like almost like it's enough to make a grown man cry. We needed a consistent second option, second scorer, guy go to the free throw, and that is Jimmy Buckets, baby. And he's playmaking. He seems in just such an early sample, he's fitting well into the system. We look at another superstar who got recently traded, Luka Doncic. He hasn't fit as well. Jimmy Butler almost immediately, seamlessly, frictionlessly, shout out Cody Ko, deep reference if you know, you know. He's been playing really well with us. Ooh, actually, I just realized that's not a good shout out. In lieu of recent news,
I mean Noel Miller. I mean Noel
yeah, I
Miller.
mean
I
Noel
think he
Miller.
might have been in that video.
So, with jokes aside, that's bad jokes aside. Oh my God. Sorry for the fans at home. That was a professor that we three had who just kept on spamming that. So, anyways,
It was
more on
hilarious.
topic, for myself. He has been fitting in really well. So this just means positives to come. Positives to come. Okay, just briefly, the Bucks game. Anything you guys want to add? Anything specific that you guys want to add?
I do want to shout out Dame for not being washed. Like honestly, I haven't watched much Bucks this year, but him and Steph were kind of going toe to toe for the first half, and then we kind of just pulled away. And Steph won a battle against Dame. What's new? What's been going on since like 2017? This is 8 years of dominance. But yeah, I mean the Bucks were without Giannis. I want to caveat, but it still felt like the Bucks were a legit team that we beat. So it was a good team win, and I do like how we were able to pull it out.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, also just to comment on the Dame thing, like it is actually insane how consistently Steph turns it up against Dame and how consistently we beat teams that Damian Lillard is on. He's now, let's see, how many straight wins? Oh, that's kind of tough. They actually 2 games ago he lost against Miss. I would not have guessed that, but he's 18-8 against him in his career. I have to say, in my memory, it feels like even more than that because every single time that the games matter, like in that famous playoff series, he just absolutely torches him. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right though. Like he had a decent game, and he's been a. I want to say statistically he's had a big recovery from his career basically lows last year. Damian Lillard has. So I
Yeah.
mean, good for him. You know, they're still not winning anything. He's still in it just during the playoffs, but whatever. Um, Warriors' performance that game, without Giannis, I think it was basically a must win. Um, we did a really good job, I think, attacking inside that game. I remember. Obviously, without Giannis, like that's going to get a lot easier. I think Moody had some tough finishes. I remember. Um, this was this was like part of the other thing that I guess is like kind of a common theme between all 3 games is that Jimmy Butler, um, he's been very, very like careful and deliberate in the way that he's integrating himself into this offense. Like you can tell he's really, really picking his spots. He's being very careful not to clog up, possessions with ISO ball. He's being a very willing passer, very generous passer. He's conceding ISOs to other guys. He's looking for the cutter, right? And just kind of shout out him for that because obviously we know he can turn it up as an isolation scorer and as a ball dominant guy in the playoffs, but he's clearly making a very deliberate effort to integrate himself in a way that doesn't, rock the boat. So shout out him. And yeah,
I totally agree with that. That is like and that's the thing I noticed. Like he's not taking a lot of shots. A lot of his scoring is driving layups, lob finishes, stuff like that. And it's not very like you said, like what we're used to and accustomed to seeing that ISO ball Jimmy Butler, right? Not a bad thing. I'm very happy with his role right now. He's doing really well, clearly, right? So moving on to the next game, the Mavs. All right, I don't want to talk too much about the stats and the games. You guys can do that. Kind of go on a rant. That was not a charge. That was not a charge. That's our game. That's an and one. That's our game, bro. Oh my God! Like I'm
don't
like
know.
still pissed about it. 12 days later, bro. Kyrie Irving moved. He moved his feet. He
Kyrie
shifted.
balled out though. Give him the win, damn it.
Oh my God! He
I
was
don't
balling
care.
out. I don't care. He was balling out. Bro. I was like literally fuming. I could not believe what I was seeing, bro. I'm out here screeching, bro. When I listen back to this, I'm gonna be sounding like a little girl screaming because I'm that mad, bro. Like I was like, oh man, I think it's a charge when we didn't see the replay. Then they kept showing the replay. I was like, are these dudes blind? Are these dudes blind? They zoomed into his feet. It literally moved. Oh my God. I was like losing my mind, bruh. Please, Thomas, tell me you agree.
yeah, no, I agree 100%. Real
Lord.
time, I saw it. I thought that's probably gonna be borderline. I saw the replay and I was like 100%. That's just not a charge. Like not even close.
It was
I mean,
so
it's not like
blatantly obvious, bro. It wasn't like a
yeah,
close call. Bro, if you watch
it's
the
kind of in a
replay,
weird zone. Okay, well, look, it's kind of a weird zone where it's not the most blatant block ever, but it's also so odd. Like, it's not like he's like running at him, and it's not like his like feet are like just like shuffle, like it's not like he's sliding, right? But it's still so noticeable that he is moving to a noticeable degree. Like it's so obvious that the movement he is making is like he's moving. You know, it's obvious. You can see it. It's yes, it's not the most egregious, but he is moving.
He
And I
was,
mean,
bro.
look,
Hey, look.
in real time on Twitter, I'll say this: every single person was saying it's not a charge. In on the fucking broadcast, and those announcers were being lame as shit. But I think if the Warriors home crew they were saying it's not a charge. I think even the Mavericks crew, it was just the national announcers who were saying, "Oh yeah, that's a charge." Even the Mavericks crew were like, "That's probably." They were saying, "Yeah, that's a." I
Blocking
confused myself.
foul.
Anyways, even the Mavericks crew agreed with the Warriors, so it's not a charge,
It's
and you can
not, bro. And
suck
that's
my
an
dick.
and one.
National
That's an
crew.
and one. That's an and one. Jimmy Buckets under pressure in the clutch
Damn it,
took
yeah.
the hit. It was an absolute blocking foul, and boom, and one. That's our game right there. That's our game. That's our game. I was fuming. I was like, I could not imagine what I was seeing. It's like you're seeing people who are not watching the same thing. Are they watching a different replay than us? Like, I was genuinely shocked, bro. Take the blinds off your eyes, bro. I get it that it has to be like the whole thing to overturn or whatever. It has to be blatantly obvious or whatever, bro. But we gotta like this is just wrong. It's just wrong. If something is wrong, overturn it. Just accept your mistake. It happens really fast. I get it for the refs. They get a lot of heat, a lot of slack. Things happen very fast. You missed it. It's okay. Just overturn. That's the point of the overturn. That's the point of the challenge. God
Dude, the
damn it.
NBA could use VAR, man. Every league doesn't have VAR.
We
Could use
need
VAR.
VAR, bro. We need VAR
Yeah.
because of bum crap like this, bro. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, challenge is supposed to be like VAR. We challenged it, which was
It's
it was
not
going to
though
VAR.
because of the stupid way that the rule's written. Because they write the rule, it's like, oh, it has to be clear and obvious. Why? Why just be
Exactly.
like, okay,
What does that
you
mean?
review,
Clear and
you
obvious,
have
bro. If you made a mistake, it's just a wrong call. Like that was a
you have
wrong
the
call.
magic of
Call.
HD video in slow motion. So you can literally see second to second, millisecond to millisecond. You can see exactly what happened. And you're like, oh, but what the ref saw has to be taken into consideration. No, it doesn't.
No, it
It literally
doesn't.
doesn't.
Exactly. What? It's the ref freaking infallible. God damn it. Like what? Like oh my god, that game was insane. I'm taking that as a dub. We're 3-3-0, baby. This stretch, we 3-0. And the best part of this whole fiasco is Jimmy Buckets hitting that and one. That's exactly what we need. Prior to this, it's all like we're taking a tough three or we're taking like a midi or something like that, a tough midi. We got that guy who's able to do that, and he hit the shot, and we won that game. Sorry. You guys feel free to add
Yeah,
in to
I
the
mean,
non-aspects of this.
yeah, I mean, I think I just rewatched it. I originally thought it was a charge, but nah, it's not a charge anymore, I don't think. But like either way, regardless, I think you hit the point on the head that like it's so nice that we have like this option in the clutch. Like instead of Steph strictly being our only option, and then because the defense knows that he's our only option, they can zero in on him, double him, whatever they have to do to make him take a tough shot or get the pass to like Buddy Hield or something to airball or maybe clank it off the backboard if we're lucky. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with like Jimmy. Now we have this like supreme option to go to in the clutch where he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly how to get the defender not off balance, but like out of position where he had to commit the foul, where Jimmy's just way too strong for whoever he's switching on to, which in this case is Kyrie. And he rightfully so should have got the N1, should have won the game for us, or at least put us up one with like 20 seconds left or however long was left. But I think that is like the main difference that luckily we kind of got to see it come to fruition is like that difference in our clutch offense instead of just being strictly Steph and nothing else. Now we have Steph kind of has like an off ball. What is it? Red herring? I don't know if that's the right term.
Yeah.
Yeah, red
Yeah,
herring. But yeah, and Jimmy, I'm honestly like in the clutch, what do you guys think our clutch offense should be? Like it's good that we have Jimmy now, but should Jimmy be our primary option? And then if they go to double Jimmy, get it over to Steph?
Yeah.
Or what do you guys think?
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
I'd love
Because Jimmy one-on-one with
I would love to
anyone,
see some
I'm fine with.
I would love to see some Steph and Jimmy high pick and roll, to be personally.
Okay.
I think that's a really
Yeah, I think if we
really
could do some like combination of the two, but I would like to see one A be Jimmy because it's time to see something different. Everyone knows Steph. Everyone knows what's coming, and they have to still double Steph. So give that space to Jimmy to go out there and cook.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's
Which
fair.
is why even like such a great rim protecting team like, oh wait, actually
They didn't
Dallas
have
had,
their
like,
bigs.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But it's why he was
Yeah,
they
it
weren't
was.
there wasn't a double waiting for Jimmy. When he got down there, it was just Kyrie as the last stand. And the Mavs, in my opinion, got lucky that it was called a charge.
Let's just quickly mention Anthony Davis, the new addition, out for
Already.
indefinitely,
I'm
out
here.
indefinitely. Who could have seen it coming? To the shock of the entire NBA world, Anthony Davis is struggling to stay on the court.
But yeah, so
That's
I think
objectively hilarious.
that's the kind of wraps up the Mavs, and then
Also,
finally,
yeah, we mentioned really quickly that Buddy Hield was the primary defender on Kyrie while he was busy lighting us up for 42 points. And Kurt was not would not take him out of the game. It would not call for a
Ah,
switch, and was just letting him like leaving him out there to die. That's the part where I start to feel bad for him honestly because like he doesn't like I'm
it's not
sure
your
like deep
game.
down he knows he can't check Kyrie. Like I don't think he's under the impression that he can check Kyrie. But Kurt's like, you go, you get it, you got it, bro. Go get him.
Dude, it's like Steve loves him, but also like hates him. He like puts him in the worst positions for him to succeed. Like, there's no chance he's gonna stop Kyrie. There's no chance, bro. You're only gonna get cooked. It's like there's no situation where this works out good for you. But he's just like, all right, one on one with Kyrie, I like that.
yeah, let's pray that his screws get a little bit tighter.
We're
They
just like, yeah,
tighten the
that's a
screws.
good matchup for us.
I take that in our favor. I mean, look, man, we threw our best guys at him, but it was just one of those nights for Kyrie Irving. We can't
Yeah.
take it too hard on ourselves. You just got to go out there and rinse and repeat. But okay, finally, just to kind of conclude this episode, it's kind of a long one, a little longer than we'd like. The Houston Rockets and the Warriors. I think we kind of this game I was kind of watching. I was doing homework at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Thursday night. Yep. Come on, boy. I remembered I was doing homework, so I was kind of
Impressive.
I was kind of watching it. I had it on one monitor, triple monitor setup. No big deal. I mean, no big deal. Ain't no but a thing. But anyway, so I had it on. I was watching it, and I just remember thinking we were in control for the majority of it. Then in the end, kind of the second half, mainly we kind of loosened control, and they kind of came back, but it was kind of one of those
No, they
games
came
where,
all the way back.
oh wow, okay, there we go. So I missed that part. So go ahead, guys.
So just to to throw some numbers at you, the score went from 81 to 57, 81 to 57 to 91 to 89. So it was like a damn near 25-point comeback for the Houston Rockets. And to be honest, I was 100% convinced when I think okay, he hit a free throw to get it to 89. Yeah, I remember that. At some point there was a timeout in there, and I was like, when we come out of this timeout, we're gonna be done. It's gonna be over. But But to our credit, to the Warriors' credit, to Steph's credit, and to Dre's credit, and to Jimmy's credit, they all showed up. They turned that switch, and seeing them do that in crunch time and put away a team that, first of all, is one of like the 4 or 5 best teams on record in the NBA this year, and and is a very talented young team. And second of all, had all the momentum, was looking like they literally could not be stopped on the offensive end. Turn that switch all of a sudden to flip that lever and just put them away pretty effortlessly. You'd love to see it, and that's again. I mean, I don't want to give Jimmy credit for everything, but that's another shift that yeah, I just don't think he would have seen that before he got on this team. I don't think we would have been capable of turning that switch. He uh he hit. Let's see, I remember him hitting some free throws late in the game, and then of course Draymond hit a dagger three, which is hilarious. But yeah, shout out Jimmy for the clutch mentality. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give him credit for that.
Yeah, the Rockets are like Draymond's arch nemesis, just like how Dame is like Steph turns it up against Dame, Dre turns it up against the Rockets for some reason. Like I remember when everybody was injured in the 2020 season, Draymond won us against the Rockets on Christmas against Westbrook and Harden. It was really just Draymond. But yeah, I mean, I think like this is kind of similar to this would have been like the exact same storyline as the Dallas game had we won the Dallas game, but like essentially we won it in the clutch off the back of Jimmy and Steph just kind of giving us consistent safe offense. Like, which is why I think we're not guaranteed to win every game. Obviously, like there's not a way to just guarantee a game, but
We're
you
not?
increase your odds. You when you like in the clutch, that was one of our main weaknesses, is like kind of like Thomas said, you're expecting just the meltdown to just continue. Like they came back from down 25. You expected to just continue after the timeout, but instead we actually locked in, so to speak. Like we enforced ourselves. Like we have the more efficient clutch offense than the Houston Rockets do. Like Jimmy Butler and Steph is a better offense than Şengün and whatever athletes they have. It's just I think we can kind of lose our way sometimes, but when we lock in, I think we do have one of the best clutch offenses, which is why a team like the Lakers, if they can figure it out, is so dangerous because when you have two like incredible, like very efficient and like safe offensive options, your efficiency as a team just like increases exponentially.
Exponentially.
Exponentially. That's a little. I mean, for the fans
Yeah,
at
after the
home, if
All-Star
you know,
break.
you know. Back when I was young, I said that Jaren Jackson Jr. is gonna exponentially increase his rebounds and
How's
blocks
that
per
going? I mean,
game.
he's looked pretty
I
good.
mean, at
He's
this
been,
point,
yeah,
he
but
should have.
he's lucky come close.
I, bro, at this point, he should have like 800 rebounds at this point, exponentially, right?
A game.
A game at least. So, I mean, again, it's just beautiful to see the Warriors playing well, and we play tomorrow against the Kings. Um, I don't know if we're gonna get. Do we plan to get another episode out this weekend? Right after the Kings, we do, right?
Probably not. I mean, this is Thursday.
I
You
feel
kind
like we should, right? Because this was kind of recap last
okay.
weekend. Because like,
Okay.
or I
I
guess you
mean,
can see the
one
vibe.
game.
Okay, okay,
One
wait.
game. I mean,
I
I
mean, let's
guess.
see our schedule this weekend. One second. So we're playing
Yeah,
against.
maybe you could
I mean, we're playing against the Mavs
after
on
whatever our
Sunday.
second game is.
We're playing
Ooh,
against
the
the Mavs
Kings.
on
Yeah, maybe like
Sunday.
Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday
Magic?
night we could do one. The
Yeah, we
Mavs,
could do that.
Mavs.
Okay.
A rematch against the
Oh,
Mavs.
rematch.
Rematch. Still no AD though. Shocker.
Yeah, but we will probably catch you guys then. And I mean, it's a good time to be a Warriors fan again, at least until I mean, please God, no injuries. That's kind of been on my mind a little bit. Like things are
Yeah,
a
I'm
little bit
not.
too good to be true.
I
But
feel
all
you.
right, guys, we'll catch you guys next time.